following up with.
Yes.
And it sounds
Yes.
like Juul is pulling back from a lot of these marketing activities, but it's kind of already out there. I don't know how you put the genie back in the bottle at this point. So what next? And as horrific as this sounds, there are questions being raised. Why is this the only vice that's being targeted? It also sounds like many of the problems, at least from the latest research that we have, are being caused by unregulated vaping issues, not necessarily the ones that are being sold in the stores, but it's hard to distinguish the two.
A couple things. You're absolutely right. I think that Juul and others let the marketing genie out of the bottle. And regardless of whether they stopped last fall to, target youth with social media and influencers, that social media has taken on kind of a life of its own and become viral even now. Secondly, Juul has 80% of the market. They have basically dominated this market and continue to do so. And so the rise in youth vaping has been linked to the rise in their business. The third and final point, addressing what you said, is I think that the entire market needs to be cracked down upon, not just Juul or people in the broader industry, but also the black market vapors or vaping devices. The one ominous sign within the Center of Disease Control's recent message is that they asked everyone to stop vaping, especially if they're not vaping now. They didn't limit it just to adulterated devices or a certain company's devices. They simply don't know the cause of these mystery illnesses, which are a crisis right now.
This seems like a fairly bipartisan issue. What kind of support do you have from your colleagues in Congress?
Yes, ma'am. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad to see a lot of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle joining with me in this investigation. I have to tell you, when I was home for the August recess, constituents across the board, regardless of party, were up in arms about this current crisis. And so the only message I have for folks in the industry is that this is not a partisan issue. Our children are not for sale. You can't target them for vaping. They're off limits.
We will leave it on that strong message. Congressman, I want to thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.